Hello guys, so I'm back in Ghana after what has been an eventful trip to the US. Of course, I was doing primarily babysitting duties, and I know I did an excellent job at it. Nathan tells me that all the time. Anyway, so I started paying attention to Coachella last year when it was headlined by Beyonce, and of course, you know when Beyonce headlines something, it becomes big and attractive, and so I saw it, and I'm like, if I get the opportunity, I'll do this. And so I did it this year. I applied for weekend one and then weekend two, but unfortunately, weekend one application was denied, and I got accreditation for weekend two. So when I was leaving South by Southwest, that was about the time I got an email confirming my details. So now I had to change my flight arrangement because I was supposed to come to Ghana on the 1st of April. So now, since I was accredited for the second weekend, which was in the, I think it was from the 19th to 21st, if I'm not mistaken. So that means I had to change my flight. Anyway, fast forward, I made arrangements around that, and then I eventually left New Jersey and went all the way to Palm Springs and then into Indio, where indeed the festival was happening. So stay tuned. I'm about to give you my review or sort of what happened. Yeah. So I'm going to share my experience of Coachella in broad headlines, and I'm going to start with the venue. Very impressive venue. The venue for the Coachella Festival is the Empire Polo Club. The Empire Polo Club is a 78-acre polo club which leases out its polo grounds for the festival. The venue is so huge that festival goers walk for several miles before getting into the main entrance of the festival grounds. When accounting for the land used for the parking and camping, the event covers a footprint of over 600 acres. It's so I pretty much remember getting in from the outside of the venue and trying to walk into the entrance. It's so long that they were giving Uber services like some small shuttles which will pick you from one point to the other point just to make it easy. In fact, it was a service that people were paying for, but if you're a subscriber of Uber, then Uber will give you a voucher at the front, and then it takes you to some point. And if you want to take it to the next point, you have to pay again. It was so annoying because why don't they just take you with one ride all the way through? Anyway, across the ground, several stages continuously host live music. The main stages are the Coachella stage, outdoor theater, Gobi tent, Mojave tent, and Sahara tent. In addition, there was a smaller Yoma stage and the Sonora stage. Each stage was unique in appearance and suited for the lineup of artists on it. The big stage had elaborate settings to create various visuals that would excite the various festival goers. It took me a while to figure out the various stages and to find my way around the venue due to the sheer size of it and the crazy activities and moving around that kept the place busy all around. In addition to hosting live music, Coachella also showcases visual art, including installation art and sculpture. Many of the pieces are interactive, providing a visual treat for attendees. The acoustics of the festival grounds was just perfect, and although there were at least 7 stages showcasing live performances and DJ sets, the sounds from one stage never interfered with the other. Alright, so now the music. It was all about the music for me, and what I tried to do was to first experience. Of course, Coachella mixes a lot of the underground or known artists with the more established big acts, international acts. So what I did was to take in more of the established artists that I really, really wanted to see. And so the day I went in, fortunately for me, Eazi was actually WhatsApped Eazi to find out the time for his set, and he told me, so I timed my arrival at the venue around Mr. Eazi so I could at least enjoy his performance, because even though I was at South by Southwest and he was there performing, I missed his showcase, so I wasn't ready to miss this one too. Anyway, so when I got in, I looked around a little bit and then immediately went to the Coachella main stage where Eazi was supposed to perform, and he was amazing. I totally enjoyed him. Of course, his vocal artist, but his ability to control the crowd and to keep them excited. And mind you, the crowd was made up of Asians, Americans, Caribbeans, and of course some few Africans. Everybody, it was a global audience. So for him to get them excited and engaged with his performance was, for me, really masterful, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Anyway, so for Mr. Eazi, what I did then was to, mind you, this was my first day, so I had not figured out which day, and had not gotten the event brochure, which I should have done right from the entrance point. Anyway, so I kept moving around trying to see who was where, and the next big person I saw, or I think I remember, was Weezer. Of course, Weezer is a rock band. I've known them especially in the early 2000s when I was crazy about MTV Europe, and so they played all these kinds of sound, and they had really grown. I couldn't even remember what they looked like back then, you know. So I saw Weezer, and then I moved on to go and watch. But this time I had now gotten the brochure, so I knew exactly where to go. And then I realized that most of the rap actors were going to close the evening at the Sahara stage. And so I moved to the Sahara stage. I did Wiz Khalifa. I did Juice WRLD with Khalifa. I did Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi, of course, brought in Kanye West, and I totally enjoyed that set because Kanye is a character. And of course, the next day, Kanye was going to host his Sunday service. Of course, you would know, or you may know, that Kanye, they were trying to make Kanye the headline act, but his demands were crazy. He wanted a new tent and a big stage and all of that, so he couldn't pull through. So instead, they allowed him to do the Sunday service, which happened early in the morning. Of course, I was so tired from walking around trying to find my way and all of that on the first day, and so I couldn't go to the church service. Anyway, I rested a little bit and then went back on Sunday. This time around, experienced and knew exactly what I wanted to do. So this time I planned to start with Burna Boy. Well, unfortunately, I got to the venue a little bit late, and after going through that long walk to get to the festival grounds, I only was able to catch the last few performances, 2 performances of Burna Boy, and maybe because I wasn't there from the beginning, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did with Eazi, but his energy was up there. The crowd, this time I saw more Africans, especially Nigerians. They were loud, they were hyped about Burna Boy's performance, and yes, that was it for Burna Boy. So from Burna Boy, I now did Pusha T. In the past, I've not been a big fan of Pusha T, and I remember even tweeting to say that, especially when there was a beef between him and Drake, to say that I don't even remember Pusha T after NERD. But I was impressed. I now started listening to his lyrics, and then I realized why people really, really enjoy his music. And he was fantastic. His fans were amazing. One of them was upset because they were expecting Kanye to join him on stage, but of course you could understand Kanye was tired as well. He performed with Kid Cudi. He did his service on the Sunday, so he was tired and he wasn't there. Anyway, so from there, the next person I circled to see, I believe, was Khalid. But just before Khalid came in, Zed also got an exciting setup, and he played a lot of most of the techno sounds or dance sounds, and he brought in some surprise acts, including Alicia and Marin, who all have amazing hits as well. So I enjoyed those as bonuses while waiting for Khalid to get on stage. And so when Khalid went in, I went in. I totally enjoyed his chilled performance. It's kind of Arabic, it's very different, and I totally enjoyed it. I didn't know all of his songs, but at least the hit songs that I knew, and I sang along, or I tried to sing along. So after Khalid, of course, the last act I saw was the big one, the headlining at which is Ariana Grande. Yes, the previous week, her performance was met with a lot of challenges, technical challenges, and all of that. And so the reviews were not good. But from what I saw that second weekend, she was amazing. Of course, somebody decided to throw a lemon at her, but hey, it didn't take anything away from her show. I totally enjoyed it. All of them were amazing, and it made me wonder which Ghanaian artists can make it to Coachella. Yeah, are you thinking of any? Alright, so my next big thing headline is the expensive nature of Coachella. Yes. I mean, I don't know if you saw my tweet. The moment I got there, I mean, like I said, I got my accreditation right when I was about to leave and come back to Ghana, and so I didn't have enough time, and there wasn't enough time to plan. So I booked a hotel because I wasn't getting anything. First of all, I booked one that I thought was a hotel, but it was an RV, recreational vehicle, because at Coachella, one of the big things there is the camping that goes on. So there's a camping area where there are tents, there are recreational vehicles and all of that. So I booked one of those, and then thinking of the hotel, because I had not read the final details, I was in a rush. And then they immediately emailed me to say, this is what counts in accommodation. It says you don't get a tent, you don't get this, you only get a space. And then I got worried. So I replied them, I made them aware that I thought I was booking something else, and so they cancelled that. And then now I had to get a new motel. And around that time, the cheapest really I could get was around $250 a night. And then I wasn't bothered. I was like, okay, cool. It's a motel, but it's still expensive. And then, but I was bothered when I flew. And the first night I go, I see this dingy place. I open the door, and the air conditioning is rusty. The bed sheet is all nasty. And I'm like, am I paying $250 a night for this crap? I was so upset. I immediately tweeted. The booking company got back to me. They called the facility. They tried to arrange something. The facility was like, hey, we won't, this is us, we don't care. But the booking people gave me a coupon of $50 I can use later. But I was so pissed. So Indio comes alive around the festival. So it's an economic venture for most of the people around, from hotels to cabs. And I mean, Uber, the shortest distance, I wasn't even paying less than $10 for. So it was really, really expensive. And like I said, even when you're doing the long walk, the shuttles that will pick you for the distance, they will charge you $10 to $15 depending on the time. And it's not like they're taking you all the way through. They break up, they drop you off somewhere, and then you walk and you see another one. Now you have to pay again for them to take you another distance. So I think it's a strategic thing to make money from the whole festival. And if you are not really, really ready, you might end up coming back home broke, like I am, sort of. Anyway, another thing that is very expensive is even the food at the venue. I mean, I was only eating like sandwiches and burgers and stuff like that, and none of them was below $14. One thing I also hated was I didn't carry cash on me, so most of the time I was paying, for the first day I was paying with card. And when you pay with the card, the tablet comes and immediately you see that you have to tip them. And on top of the price that you think is expensive, you have to give another percentage as tip. And then before you know, you are paying ridiculous amounts. So second, I found a strategy. I went to withdraw cash, and now I'll pay straight. And when I see the tipping jar, the jar for the tipping, I will look elsewhere. I'm not going to tip themselves. I hate forced tipping. That kind of happens in America. Let us live free. You are charging me. You want me to for a service, you want me to tip you again? What kind of rubbish is that? Anyway, so food was also expensive. Actually, the best food I had was for $5, and it wasn't even on the festival grounds. It's on the On Saturday, when I was so tired walking back to my hotel, doing the long walk, there was this hot dog vendor by the side screaming, "Get your hot dogs a long distance, you need something to fill up." And I was hungry, so I bought it, and Charlie, it tasted really, really good. And I'm sure it even tasted better than the one I tried to buy on Sunday at the festival grounds, which was costing me $10. Yeah. Alright, so yes, Coachella is best enjoyed in group, and of course, being boring me, antisocial me, going there alone, I truly didn't enjoy the festival in its entirety. I mean, I observed most of the people were having fun. Were other students who came as a group of people who had traveled from different countries to come. Most of them were in groups. They were smoking together. They were having fun together, and so it made it like that. Or even if you went alone, you must be the type of person that you are bubbly, you are easy to make. It's easy for you to make friends and mingle. If not, you'll be a loner moving from one spot to the other, like I did. One thing that attracted people about me being alone was just at one point some Australian chick came. I was sitting there. I was like, "Are you? Can I ask you a few questions?" They're like, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Ghana." "Oh, so you are an international person. That means that you are doing drugs." Just like that, it was like, "Oh, you are a foreigner, so that means you have drugs." I'm like, "No, I don't have drugs." And then and then she was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get some drugs." I'm like, "Oh, there are lots of people who are doing it, so you can just ask them." Who's like, "Yeah, I know, but it's easier than the group. I don't know you." So when she saw him, she thought like, "Oh, this is a cool person to talk to," and she was coming for drugs. Yes, me, drugs. Anyway, yes, Coachella is best enjoyed in groups. One other thing I loved was the Coachella parties. Of course, I was invited to a lot, and I RSVP'd on a lot of them. But unfortunately, because of travels, and then when I realized that sometimes I had to move from the venue to go out, and that long distance wasn't attractive for me, I decided not to go to most of the parties. But I did one on Saturday, and it was hosted by Selection and Adidas. I really, really enjoyed that, and I think it's one of my highlights. It was chilled. Again, if I was not alone, I would have enjoyed it more. But I made some friends around that place. There was a producer who had come with his artist, and had a good engagement with them. So yes, this has been my highlight so far. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, 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 bye.